Hi, I'm Rob Cosman. Welcome to my shop. I want to take a few minutes to introduce you to our summer hand tool workshops. These are held in a place called Welland, Ontario, which is just outside of Niagara Falls. It's near Buffalo Airport, about 45-minute drive if you're coming from the US side. I've been running these workshops for the past 15 years, but as I mentioned, we've recently moved them to Southern Ontario. The facility we have first is second to none. A friend of mine named Mike Smrek has a family barn, or a farm, on the Welland River. It's been fully restored. It has a beautiful shop in it. We have room in there for 12 students, and each one will have their own Schoberg Elite 2000 bench. Now this is probably the best commercially available bench you can buy, particularly for the money. It's got a 4-inch thick top. It weighs over 300 pounds. It's extremely solid, and it has really good vices that minimize any racking. So great equipment. You bring your own tools to this, but let me describe a little bit about what we're going to do. We've recently introduced, actually this year we're introducing a second class called Training the Hand 2. Now what we've done, or what we've wanted to do, is take Training the Hand 1 and break it up a little bit so we could focus more time and attention on some of these fundamental skills that what I've found in the past, we probably have tried to squeeze too much into 5 days. By the way, those 5 days are 12 hours long, so we run from 8 in the morning till 8 at night. Training the Hand 2 is going to introduce some new topics like scraping and preparing scrapers. But I'm going to run through you real quick what we do. Monday is all sharpening. This is Training the Hand 1. We'll learn to sharpen planes, block planes, smoothers, jointers. We'll also learn to sharpen our chisels, prepare and sharpen our chisels, as well as sharpen something like a dovetail saw. Tuesday we learn to use all those planes. And when I say learn how to use them, learn how to set them up, learn how to adjust them, learn how to square an edge, learn how to straighten an edge, learn how to plane a wide panel so you don't have any plane tracks. Wednesday, we'll throw into that a scrub plane, and we'll learn to dimension lumber from rough to finished. So that means a board will go from, as it comes from the kiln, with a rough exterior, somewhat twisted, and we'll make it flat, smooth, and square on all 6 surfaces. And we'll actually check that with a micrometer. And believe it or not, some of our students can get within 3 or 4 thousandths of an inch over the span of a board that may be 30 inches long by 6 or 7 inches wide. On Thursday we do dovetails. Now this is part of the reason why we've separated and developed a new class. We've tried to squeeze in too much, particularly on the dovetail day. We tried to learn to cut through dovetails, half blind, houndstooth, and mitered edge all in one day, and you just can't do it. So Thursday is going to be devoted to just through dovetails, and by the end of it, hopefully you'll be able to come out and be able to cut a joint that looks like that, right from the saw, no pairing, and only fit together one time, and that one time is with glue. On Friday, we'll introduce the normal or traditional mortise and tenon joint, or a blind mortise and tenon, where you don't see any of the joint. Once it goes together, it looks like 2 pieces of wood butted together, but it's a very strong joint, it's a very common joint, and it's an essential joint if you're going to build furniture. Now, Training the Hand 2, and you can take one or the other, or you can take one after the other. It doesn't really matter. I wanted to make it so that if somebody wanted to come because they had more interest in Training the Hand 2, then that's fine. They don't have to take Training the 1 first. On Monday, we'll go back and do a little more sharpening, and this is all to bring you to a point where you can sharpen freehand and do it very quickly. And when I say quickly, typically sharpening time on a plane blade is under 30 seconds, and it's ready to go. So we'll focus on sharpening. On Tuesday, we're going to on Monday we'll also introduce scrapers. So we're going to learn to set up, sharpen, and use scrapers, cabinet scrapers, scraper planes. On Tuesday, we're going to start dimensioning some lumber. Now, the lumber will have already been planed and jointed on machines. What we're going to do is just go in and perfect it with shooting boards, plane the surface, get it all ready, because ultimately we're going to build what we call a candle box, which is just a dovetailed box that has a lid of some sort that fits on there to hold candles. On Wednesday, we're going to learn to cut the half-blind dovetail, and we'll spend all day on this. Now, just in case you don't know the difference, this is a through dovetail where you see both the tail and the pins, the end grain of both, compared to this, which is a half-blind, where you only see one side of the joint, typical in a drawer, so that you don't see anything from the front side until you open it up, you see the tails. On Thursday, we're going to learn the through wedge tenon. Now that's a mortise and tenon where you actually see the tenon go all the way through. The mortise is actually flared on the inside, and you drive preferably different colored wedges from a different species of wood in from the backside, causing the internal part of the tenon to flare. When it glues up, it's all one solid piece. It's kind of an internal dovetail. Extremely strong and very decorative. And then on Friday, we'll take those pieces that we completed and the joinery that we've used, and we'll hopefully come out with a candle box that looks something like that. Now, cost, you can go to my website, RobCosman.com, and if you go under the banner that says workshops, it'll drop down and you just pick the Ontario workshops and it'll give you all the details. As I mentioned, you've got to bring your own tools. A rather extensive list, but these are all tools that you're going to use anyway. This applies if you're going to build furniture strictly with hand tools, or if you're simply going to augment your power tools and do the showy stuff with hand tools. Like I mentioned, the facility is fantastic. There's room for 12 in each class. We've actually got some interviews that we want to share with you from last year's class so that you can get someone else's perspective and see if this is the type of thing that you'd be interested in. If you are, I look forward to seeing you next summer. Check out the website, RobCosman.com, and if you do want to register, would you kindly contact me directly? There's no way to do it on the website. I'd like to speak with you. I want to make sure that this is really something that you want to do. You can reach me at rob@robcosman.com. My phone number is actually on the website as well. So if it's the right thing for you, we look forward to seeing you. See ya.
Okay, I'm Mark. I'm from Niagara-on-the-Lake, and it's a gorgeous day here today. We've been here all week. We've been making lots of wood chips and having lots of fun. And I've done a little bit of woodworking, and I've taken some courses before. But a friend of mine recommended Rob's course, and he said, run, don't walk, and sign up. Run and sign up. It'll be the best cash you've ever spent. It'll put you so further ahead in terms of being able to replicate cuts, being able to do dovetails, being able to have the confidence actually to interact with the tool and the wood in a really effective way. And it's been a good week for that. And here's a little bit of proof of what I was able to do this week. And really gives you the confidence to be able to walk away after the week and actually hone your skills and have that level of confidence that, you know what, I know how to do this. If I make a mistake, no big deal, fix it, move on, get another piece of lumber and keep going. And I think really that's what the course is really about, is giving you the level of confidence to be able to pursue your interest, to pursue your passion, and actually be able to create something that you're going to be able to use or share with your family and friends. It's also a good way to spend a week at adult day camp with a bunch of other folks who are interested in a similar passion. And it's been lots of fun. We joke around. The setting is great. Mike's been a fabulous host. The food is excellent. We're right here by the river, enjoying the boat traffic, and it's been a gorgeous week.
My name's Ron Goy. I'm from small town, southern Ontario, Goderich. My current occupation is retired and enjoying life. It was fun. I learned a lot. I enjoy Rob's style of delivery, and I picked up a lot of pointers that you can't get reading. It was just a good experience. The shop environment was great. The camaraderie of all the participants was good. Overall, it's just a really good experience.
I'm David from Niagara-on-the-Lake in Ontario, and this is my first workshop working with Rob, learning a few skills. I work in an office environment, so I don't use any power tools in my job from day to day. And met Rob a number of years ago up in Durham at the wood show and at a couple of other wood shows, and I became quite interested, really wondered whether or not I could do this, whether I could attend the course and actually feel confident enough leaving it to actually go back home and do something and make use of the workshop. And I'm pleased to say that the workshop surpassed my expectations. With Rob's teaching, with Mike's assistance, and Mike being the host of he has a well outfitted workshop, It was a terrific opportunity to meet fellow woodworkers, to get involved, try different techniques, opportunity to use different tools, understand how they're used, and I'm just confident that I can go home and actually do something now, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to take the more advanced course next year. Well, this is one of my first dovetails that I made. Actually, it's the what do they call it? The half-hidden,
Half-blind, yeah.
half-blind dovetail, and it turned out remarkably well. The first one wasn't quite as good, but you learn by practice, and that's one of the things that I learned here at the workshop, is practice makes perfect. And actually, don't expect to do what Rob's doing, because it's taken him 30 plus years to do it, and this is my first week, so I'm
So
very pleased.
you've never cut one of those before?
No, this is my first blind. I actually did my first regular dovetail, and it turned out remarkably well. So I'm pleased I've got something that I can take home and look at and reflect on, and a good memory. And now just seeing a few other examples here of other things to do, it's just, made me more interested in coming back and doing more, and actually outfitting my shop at home. Rob gave us the opportunity to try different tools, whether it's the saws or the different gauges. Showed us different techniques, how certain tools could do a better job if applied a certain way. So there was lots of opportunity to try things out. And then at the end, I did purchase a few to supplement my toolbox at home. So I'm very pleased. I'm pleased with the quality of the workmanship, and they actually do what Rob says they'll do. Once you get the technique down, the tool does the job you expect it to do. So it's a fantastic opportunity to use different tools, different equipment under the guidance of a good instructor.
What brought you here?
Hi, I'm Brian Renner from West Virginia. I'm a product manager at a company called Woodcraft Supply. Work sent me up to actually learn how to use hand tools, and actually I wanted to learn myself. I've never really used hand tools that much. I've been a power tool guy. Cut a dovetail. This is a half blind that you can see. That first time I ever cut one. Just took my time, really, and
So that's your first half-blind ever?
ever.
That's great.
I'm a member of the online workshops. You watch them, and you when you're at the house, you keep trying this stuff, and you try, and having him here along with the other students, it really, the students help each other. You take your time, you talk through the process, and you learn so much in such a little bit of a time. I have RobCosman saw the marking knife that he's got the new blade for, loved it. Along with, the Wood River hand plane. Really made it easy to learn. But at the same time, I had those tools at the house and didn't use them the same until I was here. I could come up here for vacation. You pay a certain amount of money to go south, or most United States guys go south. But coming up here, you're along the river. The amenities are awesome. The food's great, and plus the instruction. And the host is great.